Hello. Hello. Ready?
Sir, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can ask the Nagappa?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Okay, please proceed.
am I audible?
Yes, sir. We are. Yeah, very much, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good morning to all of you, and first of all, let me thank the Kala officials for organizing and utilizing this wonderful period where we are locked down at home for many days. I think it's a very good gesture from Kala that how best we can utilize this situation to make out some kind of changes in the minds of LIS professionals being at their own hometown or home or wherever they are staying. In the meantime, since we are not permitted to meet officers, and how best we can utilize this time to upskill ourselves to serve our users and the society. With this kind words for Kala and appreciate for this kind of initiative, maybe one of the best initiative in LIS profession as of now. I'll not say that I'm a good expert in like talking on this subject. I'm sure I can try my level best to share whatever experience and knowledge what I have with respect to the skills updation. The topic is lockdown, knock down the lockdown. And this is the agenda what I'm going to speak, the areas for upskilling, a lockdown versus challenges what we are facing, the ways to improve skills, strategic planning, how best we can plan ourselves to upskill. And once we come up with a planning, how best we can implement those planning. What is the correlation between planning and implementation? And lastly, the mantras for success in career as well as personal life. Just to look at ourselves own, our background, when we were working as a library professionals in whatever the capacity at our respective organization, from morning to evening, even sometime in the late night in other shifts also, we used to engage ourselves and interact with so many users to meet their personal requirements as well as to meet their educational requirements or business requirements, whether it may be a corporate or education institutes and other establishments. But the time has come which was not expected by anyone across the globe. The COVID-19 has bring a lot of different things. The mindset has changed. The mindset of the people has changed. People are started getting scared about their life. What will happen tomorrow? Forget about tomorrow. What will happen next moment? If I get out of home, what happens? So how best we can change ourselves, come out of this fear? How best we can complain about things? How best we can improve our learning zones to get out of this fear? How best I can start giving up control? How best we can identify my emotions? What are the ways to evaluate information before spreading across the medias? And what is the way to recognize that we are all trying to do our best in this critical condition of COVID-19, being at our own home? What are the growth zones, what we have in our hand? Think before yourself, what about others? Ourselves is first priority. Along with that, we should think, what about others? How can I make talents available to those who need them? If you have some knowledge, if you have some expertise, how best you can share those kind of knowledge or information to the needy people? How best we can live in the present and focus on the future? And am I empathetic to understand myself as well as the others? Think and appreciate others if they are doing good job in and around your place. Keep yourself happy, emotional state, and spread hope for the better future. And practice quietude, patience, a good relationship, and creativity among the people. If you see the right side and left side picture, left side we are interacting with the people, right side we are interacting with the system, virtually connecting with the user, sometime whoever is allowed to work from home, along with taking care of our families. And let us see what are the areas how best we can upskill, the areas for upskilling ourselves. First and foremost is the domain where we are working and what are the business we are doing. I'm not talking only about the companies. Business means even you can interpret in the educational institutes also, what we do, what kind of courses we conduct, what kind of services we give, and what are the processes we follow, whether it's in the library or whether it's in the office environment, whether it's in the college or any universities or any other establishments. What kind of technologies are being operate our services? And the last one is very much essential, that is human values or human skills. Let us see how best we can correlate ourselves to domain. Domain, as I said, the library and information science are related areas which already we are having a very great knowledge. If we do not have, how best we can inculcate to meet the changing requirements in the society especially for the next gen population. And what kind of businesses, that is, whether it's organization or educational institutes, we should try to understand in this period, we have enough time to do a lot of new things which we have not done till date. That is, understand your business, what we do, understand your organizational values, visions, objectives, what kind of operations, what kind of deliveries they does, try to understand, and the processes, which is very much important. If whenever like any organization or institution will decide what processes or practices are in place, with that will decide the service delivery, whether it's a right or like whether it's a good, excellent or not. That's again depend upon your like the technology deployment, whether we have technologically you have enabled each and every service and processes which can be accessed by your important user community or the stakeholder, which can be in academic institutes, students, faculty and staff, and research scholar or any other external institutional members. Here, after seeing like enablement, the most important thing is whether we have human values, especially the attributes, which will decide all these parameters to think whether we are really doing our best. The any services across the globe will decide not only the service what we will deliver, what kind of business we do, what kind of knowledge we have, what kind of access we give. At the end of the day, the any service appreciation or the recognition of like any human being will decide his or her the values or the skills or the attitudes, whatever attitude, whatever he or she has, and show respect to the rest of the world. That those things will decide. That's where I thought of including human elements in terms of this during COVID-19. It's a good to fill such a gaps wherever possible. If we are not good in some attributes, it's the best time to think beyond it. Let us see how best think, identify the gaps or challenges during this lockdown. What are the challenges? Whether it's a social or economical or the issue with accessibility or geographical. I'm sure like lockdown has like is a big challenge with respect to geography. People are not allowed to move even out of the house or wherever you want to buy, except the permission for buying some essential food in some area. Some area even it's not even permitted to get out. And many people, if you see the recent study says, like especially after COVID-19 in place, the many psychiatrists says the psychological aspect has become a big mess in terms of the people who are locked down in the home. And again, the surrounding environment where you are staying. This is also very much important where you uh, stay, and which organization is you are working for, whether they are permitted to stay home and safe, stay at your home, or they are asking you to work from home. If they are asking you to work from home, so what are the facilities they are giving, how best they are taking care of you. These are just in terms of generic one. With respect to your services, what do you do? That is how you are going to engage user. This is the biggest challenge or a question mark for any library or the organization where users are not coming. There are many ways to approach them. For example, many people are enabling the access to their services through remote access. I think this is the best opportunity to showcase our technical skills by applying those skills, technical skills, or whatever we have earned till date. If we do not have, we can approach the skilled person to enable those kind of remote access to the users wherever they are staying, so that you are connected always 24/7. And another important challenge is dealing with the change, because nowadays life has become a big challenge in each and every aspect of a human life. If you say okay, today is relaxed, tomorrow it may be going to happen something, that is a conflict management. the fight between the things which is happening across the globe, especially the library. In some of the cases, like no, even the viruses are coming to books. How best you can manage that kind of like war against the virus? These kind of things are becoming a big challenge if you are operating your libraries even during the lockdown also. And lack of consistency in terms of upskilling. Sometimes what like some of the professionals does, like the utilization of the free time for the better way to upskill themselves. There is no concrete plan in terms of like how best we can plan systematically and utilize this kind of time to fill the gaps whatever we have.
Hello.
And after that, the
Good morning.
tracking and
But I am not able to interact.
No, you cannot interact now. After 30 minutes only.
Yeah.
Howda? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಾನು ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ಗೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಅದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ಗೆ ಇದಿರುತ್ತಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
No, it will come automatically.
ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ.
Yeah. Okay.
ನನ್ನ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಮೈಕ್.
The mic and speaker will be there.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಅದು ಆನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಈಗ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Yeah. Can I go ahead, please?
Krish.
Yeah. And after like understanding what kind of gaps.
Okay, right. I will speak afterwards. Our Mugili. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Okay, thank you.
Of this learning is very much important for any professionals across the field.
ಆಯ್ತು, ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ. ನಾನು
adopting learning to meet the changing society is another big challenge because
ನಾನು ಇರ್ತೇನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತೇನೆ.
of the young generation
ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ನನಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ. ಓಕೆ.
Adopting learnings, whatever we are upskilling ourselves to meet the changing society, especially the Gen Y and Gen Z generation. Every minute there is their needs are dynamic in nature. If somebody comes and say, okay, a librarian to the user, oh, I have this information, we like to use it. User will come back and tell, no, sorry, already I got yesterday. So that means if you are trying to give something to the user, you have to think one day before you talk to the user, so that whatever the changing needs user has, you should try to understand what strategies you should put in place to upskill yourself to serve the society, serve the users of the library in a better way. There are many ways to upskill yourself, but in this during the COVID-19, where everyone is locked down in home, so these are the best way how upskills ourselves is the networking. I thought this is the best way networking, being or distancing or maintaining the social distance. Networking is not like going for a party or going for a big gathering or something like that. Virtual networking, the way now Kala is organizing the webinar on lockdown and how best we can upskill. This is also one kind of best platform.
ಅದೇ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಈಗ ಸರಿ ಆನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ
how best we can network with the people virtually, and Kala webinar is best example in this regard for bringing all the professionals together and interact and share our knowledge to meet the changing requirements. And be a mentor if you have a good skills with respect to, don't think only library skills. Many people may be having expert skills with respect to various areas. You be a mentor for some people who are really looking for a mentor, or if you are looking for some information or some knowledge on some particular area, you can try to find out a mentor where he or she can guide you, mentor you to upskill yourselves. In some cases, either you are not able to be a mentor or find a mentor, teach yourself. That is the best way, best medicine to upskill ourselves, because we are the one who can decide, who can write our future, where we want to stand. In this regard, I request every professionals, whether it's age is not a matter, read the unread, and again unread it and again read it, or write the unwritten things. Many things we do, but we are in some cases, some people we are not documenting it. That is very much important. These are something which really we should look into it. On the right side, if you can see the volunteering, this will definitely will help to reach the unfamiliar areas, or like interact with the unfamiliar faces, which will help you to become a familiar for many things, in which will result in many initiatives. It may not be only in library science, it can be any areas wherever you are working in library science. Though you are a librarian, usually librarians are called teachers of teachers, and librarian is capable to come up with many initiatives which can be applied in many areas, not only library science. This is very much is depend upon how best you have team skills, whether you are good at with working with a team, or you want to go with alone and come up with some kind of initiative. What kind of leadership skills you have, this is also very much important, because unless you have some good solid leadership skills, it is difficult to manage and lead the library. If you want to become a good leader, you have to be a creative person. Think beyond your scope. Always what happens, okay, this is my boundary, this is my limitation, okay, this is where I have to restrict myself. Please keep all these things out of box. Think beyond your library, how best you can reach the people other than the physical, other than even what are the areas, how best you can reach them. Think critically, creatively, so that people will come back to you and say, okay, your services are best. In this COVID-19, the situation becoming very embarrassing. The stress management is becoming very problematic. Wherever you are go, because 24/7, since you have been locked down, how to manage this stress? Many people, especially I'll give my own example. In the beginning, the first week when the lockdown started on 23rd, first 1 week, I was not able to sleep any time, because I was locked in in the house, where every time whenever I want to go out and come in, so the 4 rooms I had to just use it, because I was addicted to go to the big office and work in a big library with so many people, that psychologically, as I said in the beginning, one of the slide, the psychologically got my my stress level has become a big issue. In this case, how best you are managing your emotions. So that's where you have to upskill what best you can do, how best you can intelligently evaluate your emotions. This is possible now because there are many virtual contents available across the globe. You go anywhere, there are need not to go to the physical library. Virtual content, for example, I think in Karnataka, the public department of public library is, I think, if I'm not wrong, if my knowledge is not wrong, the first state to come up with a virtual public library, that is digital library. Or there are many content across the globe. So whatever the topic, wherever you have a gap, if you are facing a stress or emotions, how best you can evaluate yourself, there are virtual content, you can use it and go, try to reduce and increase your immunity and efficiency and effectiveness. Virtual courses are there, and webinars like Kala, what is organizing, you keep following podcasts which are posted in different areas. Above this, beyond the technical and functional skills, as I rightly said in the beginning, upgrade your human skills. That is very much important. What are the strategies how best we can do? I think this ABCDE plan, or pillar of ABCD, that is strategy, the best suitable what I felt to showcase with you. A stands for analyze to aim. That is, what is the contextual information you have? Situation analysis, whether you are capable to analyze it or not. What kind of SWOT analysis you should do it. Okay. Then you try to analyze, that is, B stands for baseline to benchmark. So you should understand the baseline, then you fix the benchmark, where you are now, where you were in the past, and what you want to become in the future, for which is required to analyze the gaps and issues and align your capabilities to reach your future goals. And the components to compete, what are the components which you have to set up actually? First and foremost thing, you should come up with your own vision. As of now, we are only reading the vision, mission and values of any particular organization or institution. How many of we have really created our own vision or objectives or the goals in life? That is, we should look into it. If it is not there, if you are not written, our vision, objectives, and goal, it's the right time to list out for at least, if not 100 years, at least write down for 5 to 10 years. It will help you to come up with some kind of a solid solution for the implement in your professional career. That is data to detail. That is D. This will help don't keep only the data level. Try to understand in depth. Come up with the details about what you are doing. That is possible only when you are doing a performance management. What kind of initiative you are coming up? What are the action plans you are taking? And all these ABCDs depend upon how best you can evaluate to excel yourself in professionally as well as personally. That is possible through how best, what kind of feedback you are getting. If you don't try to understand yourself, you are ask your colleagues or subordinate or your mentors or seniors in the professional, try to evaluate and assess yourself. If there is a need for review and revise, do it and take necessary corrections. This will lead you tell you how are you doing, how you will be going to do it, where you want to be, and how will you do it. This is possible when you are putting a strategic plan in place in the form of ABCD. And once you come up with a planning, it is equally important to implement it. That is, implementation is completely depend upon a person who is designing or planning that strategy, who upskills himself or herself through vision, strategy, and implementation plan. Who is accountable? That is, we who are going to upskill, who are going to learn, who are going to lead our life for better future, and who is going to put the deadline. That is no one else. It is us. We should keep the deadline so that we can think on it. And then monitoring, overall monitoring, and the review and revise is also important. This is only possible when you do it, when you have the clear and consistent and long-term goals. As I said in the previous goal, you should have a long-term goals, vision, mission, objectives, and goals. That is possible when you understand the gaps, and the gaps can be filled when you do the effective evaluation and take a necessary action. If you fail to take proper action, again review it and revise it and go come up with vision where you are failing the improvement. When the correlation between or interrelation between formulation and implementation decides the success. Your strategy formulation is sound and your strategy implementation is excellent, then you can see the success. Otherwise, again, you have to revisit the strategy and implementation plan. And the last slide, which I'm going to end after this, you can ask me any questions if you have. The mantras for success that decides based on your goals, that is vision. And another important skills I forgot to tell, you should be passionate to do anything you are doing. Don't do just for the sake of doing. Anything you do, when you are doing it, you do it with passion. Definitely that passion will rewrite your future, to create and bring some visibility and recognition. Unless you do it with passion, the people will not recognize, and you will not feel happy once you complete. Just for the sake of doing it, please, if you are planning to do or upskill something, don't do it. Just play at learning. While learning, you play, or while playing, you learn, and with passion. That will definitely help you to decide where your destination is there. That is lure. That is LUR. That is another important aspect of any upskilling or any path of path for improving yourself. That is learn whatever you are you don't have. You learn it first, then unlearn it. Unlearn is nothing but that is you practice it or deploy it at your workplace. Once you deploy, it is equally important that share it with other people also. Many cases what happens, anything whatever I am learning, whatever I am gaining some knowledge with respect to any areas wherever I am working, we try to hide it within us. It's actually not a good practice. When you share with others, it will give you an option to relearn new things. If anything is failed, it will help you to unlearn and relearn. That will become a great success for your future. To end my talk or session, I just say a few phrases, or you can say lines. Change is constant in any field, every field, and library science or libraries are not an exception. Library professions, I always believe, if I see my any profile, Facebook or LinkedIn, you can find one word called challenges. I always accept the challenges. That kind of attitude we should cultivate. And caring and sharing is very much important. Unless you care someone, no one will come and share the information, or nobody will care about us. Okay, so caring and sharing is very much important. And respect for individual. Always sometimes when I say respect for individual, some egos come in between. Please keep egos. If you just imagine COVID-19 situation, the current situation, I think no one will dare to say, okay, I can manage myself. That's where you should have always that attitude of caring and sharing, respect for you, respect for individuals, and love your people. Once they reach a peak of any profession, and especially the library profession, I request, this is the profession where we are living. A bread and butter of our day-to-day life is our library profession. So you love the profession and love the people who are dedicating for this library profession. Don't underestimate yourself that, okay, oh, I am a librarian. I am always looking at the last stage in any organization. Some people they talk, oh, library means the last position in the organization. I am extremely sorry. This is how we write the library vision. How best we write the librarian's vision. How best we can create our visibility within the organization. How best we are passionate to do the things and deliver the services in the organization. This will decide our position in the organization, not the library, the term library within the organization. This is a librarian should write their position in the organization or the society where he or she want to be. And many cases we think, we underestimate that, okay, I am not capable to do. I do not have that kind of knowledge. So I really sorry to say, I don't like the people who say that I can't do this one, because you are not able to understand what potential you have. Because no one has born with a knowledge tank. Everyone learns by after getting a birth on the earth, and after running, falling down and getting up, again running to reach the goal. So please try to understand your potential. Really, each one of you, whoever is in the call, definitely you have so many potential qualities in you. Only thing is you have to dig and implement and practice with a confidence. Again, as I said, the passionate word plays a vital role in anybody's success. That you should be passionate with. And more importantly, document the key things what you are doing on day-to-day basis, especially important activities. What are the achievements you are doing? Whether if you have done something wrong, why it has gone wrong? What should you do to do in a better way? Okay, so whatever you do, note it in a document. That is what you call life diary kind of thing. Success is nowhere else. This success is within you. Success, you don't look for the success outside yourself. Try to dig your own potential, dig your own talent. Okay, dig yourself. You can definitely find a success within you. So to end my note, knowledge comes not from age, but from skills that you have. Thank you so much for the Kala and Dr. Krishnamurthy and Subhas Reddy and the President, Professor Asundi sir, and all the eminent personalities who have joined in the call. And this is a really great opportunity, interacting with all people across India. And I think there are many people are trying, but since the invitation is only for 100.
100.
So many people are trying it. Extremely sorry for the limitation, as it's a technology enablement issue again. Now, once again, thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to interact.
Thank you, Dr. Nagappa, for your this. Now the session is open for the discussion for 5 minutes. You can ask the questions to Dr. Nagappa.
Yeah, any questions, any things you want? It may be a question or it may be a feedback, or I love to take even the
Dr.
comments.
Nagappa,
or,
Dr. Nagappa.
Yeah, you can
Dr.
name
Nagappa,
yourself and ask.
Yeah, Dr. Nagappa, this is Dr. Rishi Tiwari from Birla Institute of Management Technology.
Yes, sir.
Noida.
Of allied profession from the country. I thank Professor Nagappa for giving an excellent presentation at this very tough time that you are home locked, and we are not able to serve our people. But I think this is an opportunity for us to serve the entire community of library professionals as well as users across the country. I thank all of you, and I thank once again Dr. Nagappa for this particular presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Yes, sir. If we can wind up, or you want to say something to? Yes, sir.
I'm thankful to you as well for this excellent
It is giving
presentation.
alarm.
And also,
Sir, yes.
because of the limitations, I think the response was excellent.
Yes,
more
sir.
than 100, but our restriction was only for 100.
Yes,
and
sir.
I am thankful for introducing me to this particular interactive software, because I could find out my son's interaction along with this one, and I can make use of this for my interaction with my son anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Subhash Reddy. Thank you, Dr. Krishnamurthy, and thank you all the officials and those who have cooperated with this particular session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Dear participants, do you have any questions? Please, you have still some more time. You can ask Dr. Nagappa.
Sir, I have one question.
Please go ahead, sir. Dr. Nagappa, yeah, please, yeah.
Yeah, sir, good morning. I'm Dr. Shiva, Assistant Librarian, Presidency University. So you are mentioning that engaging users. What are the ways you are? Please tell me what are the ways we engage the users?
You are working for academic institute or some
Yes,
business?
Academic Institute, Presidency University, Kolkata.
Okay. A best way now, considering the lockdown in place, I think virtually we can be connected with the users. It can be social media, or like recently one of the university like where they have provided the library, digital library to the users, which they can access through remotely. It is nothing but they are visiting your library, logging to your library system, and accessing all the digital resources.
Hello, Subhash Reddy.
Yes, sir.
Subhash Reddy.
Yes, sir.
I just want to convey not only about the library, but we have access to app and other things. And general education about the entire the COVID, and whatever the what you can say, the remedial things they know about controlling this particular disease as such, they must convey it through the Facebook, so through social media. And as actually I sent a few what you can say, a few write-ups through my Facebook page.
Yes, sir.
Anybody knows about anything about not only about reading books or anything, any small things that they know. For example, I mentioned that using the eucalyptus oil will also prevent for your what you can say, inhaling and other things, and it will also cure your lungs. So anybody knows anything around, because India is a very big country, there are a lot of internal medicines and there are also local medicines which can control the entire thing. So I request all the users across the country, all the library professionals across the country, scan through the various traditional knowledge and convey it through their social media pages. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. This is Srikanth. Hello?
Yes, yeah, please go ahead, sir, please.
Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, please can you give some suggestion for my school students so that I can make sure them read at home. Hello?
Yeah, tell me, sir. We are able to hear you, sir. Please tell me.
Yeah, sir, my name is. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Srikant Putra, we can able to hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, my concern is I'm a school librarian.
Yeah.
So I want things from your side for my children. Can I improve to reading habit for my children? Can you please guide regarding this?
Nagappa, sir.
Using these digital resources.
Reading habits, as I said, like again, you have to decide. I am asking about, you are asking about yourself or for the user? Hello?
No, for his son, children's.
Okay, children's, I think reading habits, nowadays what is happening, like the parents are not giving much time to the kids. Their parents themselves, they are like always holding the remote and changing the channels here and there. Okay, this is making a big impact on kids reading habits. First thing, we should switch off the TV. Let us play with the books, whatever it may be, whatever kind of books, whether it's a virtual reading or physical reading, physical content. These kind of things, if you can start involving yourself, because when we say somebody, we should be a role model for them, because kids are kids always. Because we come across like childhood, so we have to be a role model. Definitely, they can calculate a good reading habits.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Prakash. Yeah, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್, ಹೇಳಿ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೇಳಿ.
ಅವರಿಂದ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೀವೇನಪ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Okay.
Prakash. Hello, Prakash, connect ಮಾಡಿ.
Nagappa sir.
Yeah, Dr. Prakash.
Yeah, fine. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, and in future also we utilize your expertise in this regard actually.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Hello.
This is the motivation.
Ready?
Yes, sir. Sir, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾಗಪ್ಪ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್
ಹಾ
ಮಾಡಿ.
ಸರ್, ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
Okay, Nagappa.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for a very good presentation. Excellent presentation, Nagappa.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, next week second session we will ಸದ್ಯದಲ್ಲೇ host ಮಾಡೋಣ. Thank you, sir. ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. Madam, please go ahead, madam. Yeah, please, madam. Yeah.
Nagappa, this is the first time I heard you. Really, it was interesting, and congratulations. See, what I learned during this COVID is, I was watching the media very regularly, and librarians I felt had a lot of important role. Okay, and I found that there was a lot of literature, electronic literature available on day-to-day updates on COVID. That was very interesting to note. And especially I was watching the medium, the print, okay, every morning and evening, both Hindi and English. There are many journals which we are aware of. They were all researched by the media people, and they were bringing out the journals and doing research. That was very interesting. This is what my experience is in the COVID period. And I once again compliment all of you, all the office bearers. Thank you.
A bit of this in this circle, circle of like free zone and learning zone growth. This librarian's role also covered actually.
I think we should have more of such meetings.
Definitely,
by saving time and not traveling far off, we are meeting and discussing with each other. Okay. Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Very nice. Interesting.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, I would like to meet once again. And I found a lot of tips for the students which are missing in the syllabus of library science. Like, for example, teaching them team building, participating, going beyond the box, out of the box thinking, all these things, these are corporate concepts which are not really taught in the library science schools. Yeah.
Dr. Ravi Venkat, please go ahead. Yeah, Dr. Ravi Venkat, please go ahead.
Nagappa.
Dr. Ravi, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Nagappa, Ravi Venkat from Tumkur University.
Hello, Dr. Ravi. Yeah, please.
First time I had a chance to hear your talk because I was not able to come for your what you used to conduct the conferences, no?
Okay.
TCS conference. Really, it was a appreciative talk. I thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Extremely sorry, I am not this presentation. I feel myself because just I prepared in the night by 12.
No. But your experience, it speaks.
Just
Your social concerns, your societal concern, everything what I have read, what you have done in your native place, everything that is practical thing that is speaking.
Prakash, connect Madi.
Sir, he is able to hear you. Prakash, sir, yes, sir, please go ahead, sir. Sir, matadi, sir.
Prakash, ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಸರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಮಾಡಿ ಓಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಓಕೆ,
ನಾನು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನಾನು ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೇನಿ. ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
Sir, any other questions? Subhash Reddy.
Hello.
No, sir, no question, sir. Now I request Dr. Krishnamurthy sir to please go ahead with the vote of thanks and we will conclude, sir.
Okay.
Subhash ji.
Yes, sir.
ಈ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅದ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್
Yes, sir. Yeah, we will soon announce it, sir.
So that's why actually, because the other people also will know about it actually, then how to connect and everything also, so no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Krishnamurthy sir.
Hello, Krishnamurthy. Hello, Krishnamurthy.
Sir, ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಸರ್? ಓಕೆ.
ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಸರಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಸರ್.
Krishnamurthy
ಸರ್, ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಮುಗೀತು. ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಟೆಂಡಿಂಗ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ರೆಡ್ಡಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಡಿ.
ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್. Soon we'll announce the second session, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you all, sir. Thank you all for attending, sir. Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you all, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Subhash Reddy.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
This is Shankar Gowda from Hampi University.
Hey, Gaudre, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
Could you please?
Yeah, we will share. Yes, sir. Recording will